Hi guys, sorry for being gone for so long. I was just finishing up my bachelor's, and then I've spent a couple months trying to find a job, and it's hard. So I'm gonna give you the first of hopefully several book reviews. I've been busy with my activism. Pretty much everything is sucking me in various directions, so I want to apologize for not uploading content for a while. I'm hoping to get more regular with my content. Um, so let's just get right into it because I'm like 12 book reviews behind. Today we're reviewing this book, The Ministry for the Future by Kim Stanley Robinson. I was recommended it by a Reddit board on climate change, a Reddit subreddit on climate change and societal collapse. It's very interesting. I mean, one, Barack Obama recommended it, but you can kind of very easily see why he recommended it. So it posits a world that has severe climate change, like collapse level bad. And the introduction goes very hard with a wet bulb in India and a shit ton of people dying. But then it's all Fox aggressive, radicalism. Like, the Ministry for the Future is an NGO type thing, kind of like the UN, based out of Switzerland. And like, they, without spoiling the book, what they do is they like stabilize things by like using technocratic solutions, the same problem, enriching the same banking and neoliberal class that caused the problem, which is hilarious. If that makes sense. So they like fix climate change by issuing a carbon token powered by like Bitcoin or blockchain or some bullshit like that. And then like that somehow capitalizes enough of the oil to let it stay in the ground so that like countries like Saudi Arabia don't burn their oil. So it's technocratic bullshit. It doesn't propose any systematic changes. If anything, like, the same class of people who cause the problem get richer. It's basically like things are bad, but if we put experts in charge, things will magically get better. And if we trust the same institutions that caused the problem, maybe they can fix it. And of course, that really ties into the legacy of Barack Obama. Maybe I'll make a full analysis video on the guy's legacy because it's fascinating. But anywho, Obama is technocratic, cautious, ran as a progressive, ruled center-left maybe at times, but ultimately didn't change the system enough. But point still stands. This book is interesting in the sense that it helps you understand how elite figures and how government and the capitalist class want to fix climate change if they want to at all. So it's interesting from the psychology of it, but it's not particularly good. There are times in which it's particularly painful to read, meaning that it took fucking forever to finish it. Ultimately, it was a read it once and maybe occasionally randomly flip through it like so, out of curiosity. It is just bad enough that it's not worth stopping, but it's also not good enough where you don't regret finishing it, if that makes sense. It's kind of an in-between book. If it was absolute garbage, I could justify getting rid of it. But it's just useful enough that you have to finish it and you have to keep it. But it's like a solid 3 out of 5, if that makes sense. And since it was on Obama's reading list, it was very hard to get a fucking copy. So it's very possible that this isn't used and I paid the full $20 for it, in which case I really regret the money I spent on it. And if it was used, it was like $12, which is not particularly good either. Anywho, I guess what I'm going to recommend for this, I'm going to recommend, like, if you have to read it, to get the audiobook or to get a used copy for super cheap and just read through the whole thing, if only to understand how the elite capitalist class thinks. But it's not worth paying full price for. As r/clap said, this is not I don't think this is a good possible vision of the future. I mean, the wet bulb thing, kind of, but you could just as easily find someone online who just reads the wet bulb thing and just draw that instead. So I'm going to leave this as a very mixed recommendation. It's one of those where you can't really get a very easy answer because, again, it's valuable because it helps you learn how those in power think. It occasionally has some interesting ideas, but ultimately it's like fake radicalism, probably designed to reassure the public that shit will be fine as long as you, like, trust the same elites who caused the problem. And it's rapidly infused with neoliberalism. So I'm not going to recommend for or against getting it. It's a complete toss-up. It could go either way. There's some value in it, but not that much. And ultimately, I'm going to keep this book, if only because it's not worth the effort of getting rid of. And it's probably not worth the effort of selling online either. Or donating, because then I might actually want some of the useful sections. So anywho, this is the first new book review. I have 10 more of them coming up. Possibly lightning round on zines. Maybe some more political analysis. I'm hoping to get back into the habit of posting on YouTube more frequently. So like, comment, and subscribe. Sean Hartnett out.